so keep that in mind.
Yeah, hey, forget I asked.
That'll definitely do.
Ew. Join the Discord.
It was the least fun I've ever had playing this game.
A small but vibrant and extremely humble community.
No, I've seen the sleeves, but I'm like, you said you're suiting up, and then you put your sleeve on. Thank you for saying that.
Because I'm a demon on the keys.
Next thing I know, we're both dead. I immediately left the lobby.
In Vietnam.
What are they playing for? Are they playing to win?
Stay humble.
Stay humble.
We are live from Mother Russia in the PMC SCAV DMZ. That stands for, of course, Demilitarized Zone. Read a book. Welcome
I'm in interchange.
to the lean blind fire shot.
The
On
leg
the
shot.
objective.
The leg shot.
The femoral artery
The leg meta.
shot. A Tarkov and Battlefield, but absolutely not Call of Duty podcast.
Fuck Call of Duty, yeah.
Episode number 145.
That what it
That's a
is?
joke, by the way. The Dropshot, welcome. My name's Casey, aka Razinon. I am joined by Addict Tanner Dropshot. Now, Tanner was telling an interesting tale in the pre-show, and he said, yeah, I'm tired because I woke up at 6:40 a.m.
Yeah.
to play Escape from Tarkov, which had like a new wipe today or something. Tell us about that, dude. Did you set an alarm?
Of course
Or were
I
you
did,
just
dude.
so
The
excited
boys were
like a
ready to
kid on
go.
Christmas?
We've had this planned, dude. I was more excited for this than the launch of Cold War, any of the updates for Warzone this year. That's how excited I was. It's like a whole new game coming out. It was like when it was probably as excited as I was when Modern Warfare launched, because I was very excited for that game to launch. Yeah.
That's very excited.
Yeah, I was excited, dude. I've been hyped for this. Been watching a bunch of videos, talking game plans with Bangos, how we're gonna get rich, how my hideout's gonna be max level, how I'm gonna have a Bitcoin farm destroying the environment, fuck the earth, etc.
Tarkov, yeah.
So yeah,
How'd the
dude,
raids go?
fantastic. Yeah, I woke up around 6:40, set an alarm, got up, made a triple shot latte.
Oh,
Got on
boy.
that grind, had a little protein shake. My wife
Triple
even
shot is
went and
serious,
got me
dude.
breakfast. She got me a bagel. Shout out to Sierra. So cool. Got a nice little Lox bagel. What do you know about Lox bagels, dude? What do you know about them?
I've never had one, actually. How many team kills were there, by the way, so
0.
far?
We're not rookies
Really?
anymore. Nobody team kills anymore,
Cap.
dude. Nobody
Cap.
team kills. You think we're rookies? We all have like 4.0 KDs, of course, except for Lag. He's like a 0.4. I mean, yeah, but we were fried those lobbies, dude. Just looting everything. It's fun early on because like everything is worth something. A bandage, everything is nice.
Yeah, that is cool. Yeah, Tarkov's fun. I was waiting for the wipe. I thought it was never gonna come because
Yeah.
I was told there's a wipe on Thursday, probably 12 times in a row. So I kept waiting. I was like, all right, well, I'll play again once the wipe happens, which was, whatever. It probably would have been smart to like practice a little bit. I don't care that much though. And then it finally happened, so I'm surprised, but it is here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Who'd you run with?
Grim for a little bit, then he fell asleep. I knew Grim, works nights, so he was playing this morning with us, so he hadn't gone to sleep. He'd been awake forever.
Yeah.
And he's trying to pick up, he dropped some item, or he's like trying to pick up a hot rod, which is like an energy drink. And he was like, why can't I pick up this hot rod? And then Jake's like, oh, your inventory is probably full. And he's like, oh, okay, let me drop it. And then he's trying to pick it up. He's like, it's still not working. And I go over, and it's just a can that's part of the map. Like it's not an actual lootable item. I was like, buddy, you need to go to sleep, dude. He's like, oh yeah.
He's in the
He
blender.
was trying to
dude.
just loot something that wasn't loot. I was like, holy shit. But yeah, Grim, Lag, Jake, Cope, Low Cap. Yeah, pretty much everyone, dude.
Cool, dude. Cool.
Cool,
Well,
man.
Now it's time to snap back to reality. Good old Call of Duty.
I did the wrong one. I meant to do this.
Yeah, that's the correct one. In the absolute state that it's in, which we'll of course get into. So we got a couple things to discuss today. Actually, not as much as I had expected to see.
It's not much at all.
Yeah, pretty light. Which sort of makes sense, but now we're getting into like, okay, we don't even have news really of season 4 or season 5.
Well, that's still be a ways away.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Yeah, there just hasn't been, I mean, no shareholder meetings. Bobby Kotick hasn't gotten a multi-million-dollar bonus recently that we've heard of. So, yeah, it's been kind of light with the news and stuff. But I expect that to change. I thought that would kind of change this week. But since it wasn't really this week, it'll for sure be the next 2 weeks. Probably we'll be getting Season 4 Reloaded news. Probably a bigger weapon balance pass, etc.
Yeah, for sure. So, yeah, kind of light, but there is still some interesting shit to talk about today, particularly the last thing we'll be discussing, which is COD 2021. A little bit of news there. But first, a couple announcements. Quickly, welcome to our new fucking platinum patrons, Concealed Cat. Welcome aboard. Not the best name I've ever heard or seen, but it's fine. It's passable. It'll work. So welcome, Concealed Cat. Appreciate it. Also, Jay Bunner and Perfect Cell upgrading from gold to platinum. Huge. Now, why do you think they would do that? Well,
they're smart people.
Well, they have giant brains, number one. They like wasting money, number two. Number three is they get an extra bonus episode. So that makes sense. Patreon.com/thedropshot. It's the best way to support the program. It's the best for us and the best for you. And we very much appreciate it. So Concealed Cat, Jay Bunner, Perfect Cell, boys, much appreciated. Patreon.com/thedropshot. Bitch. Now, on the topic of the Patreon, all 5 bonus episodes are now live. The latest one came out this morning, so that is live as well. It is in your feed. We talked about sort of there was something we had overlooked, an article we had overlooked like a week or two ago about data mined points of interest for the next new Warzone map. And well, we have an interesting theory on that topic. And it was actually a really interesting episode. So we talked about that and then kind of what else we can perhaps expect from COD 2021 as it relates to Warzone. So make sure you check that out. Bonus ep 44 or 45. It's the latest one. You know the vibes. I also think what I'm going to do sometime next week for those of you, for the peasants, is make this episode available to everyone as a little peek behind the curtain to see what our Patreon episodes are like. So you can listen to that, get a taste, and if you like it, you can, join up if you feel so inclined. But anyway, that is live. The call-ins are also live on the apps. If you're listening to this, you probably have already seen that. It's also on YouTube if you want to see the video. Another thing on the YouTube, best of the month, now live. Good old Hash, back at it again. He made our best of June fucking mashup collab compilation sensation. It's an absolute banger, as usual, of course. Make sure you check that out on the YouTube, thedropshot.com. You can find all the links there, including the YouTube. Go check it out. It's fucking amazing, just like every best of the month video he's done has been. And this one is certainly no exception. It's really good. By the way, in the thumbnail for this video, which Hash also made, shout out to Hash, friend of the pod.
Yeah.
In the thumbnail, I'm sitting in front of my house that is red hot and literally on fire, which I thought was an excellent touch for the thumbnail. I don't know how many of you may have noticed that, but good job. That was cute. That was very cute. So, but yeah, it's a really good best of the month video, of course.
Turn your fan off.
You could hear that one too?
I hear something in
you
the background
bitch.
quite a bit.
You bitch. Okay, I will. Yeah,
Or
I
it's
don't
just
know
your
what that
mic is dog shit. I don't know.
No,
Something sounds
there's
weird.
something going on. I don't know if it's my fan though, but yeah, I will in a second. But check that out for sure. There's some really good clips in there, actually. Some nasty fucking clips.
Well, we're insane.
By both of us. You haven't watched this yet, Tanner? Is that correct?
No.
Cringe?
No, yeah, I haven't watched it. He sent it to us on Monday when we were working on things, and I was like doing something with my stream settings or setting something up when he sent it. So Raz was watching them, I wasn't. Then I kind of forgot. And then I've been playing Tarkov all day. And yesterday we had the stream and stuff and didn't really think about it. So I'll have to watch it. I'm excited though. They've all been bangers, so I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, it's really good. So make sure you guys check that out. It's on the YouTube. That sound is my backyard. It's not my fan. Should stop shortly.
Yeah, it's gone now. I don't hear it anymore.
Yeah. Also, so check that out. We're planning our tournament sometime next week. So we said we were going to announce the next community event today, but we're not. We've been dealing with, frankly, a lot of things behind the scenes. So we're excited to share all of that shit with you guys. We can't yet, but the tournament is going to wait. We could have scheduled the tournament. However, we want to do the tournament a lot better this time. And one such way is to have every detail done before we announce it. So we want to have the date. We want to have the prize pool. We want to have the format. We want to have all the rules, stipulations, everything already laid out right when we announce it. So we're going to announce it, and we're going to have all the information day one. It's going to just be a lot better that way. So then you guys know what you're competing for. You know, the date, obviously, the format, strict deadlines, all that, and the rules and all that shit. So we're going to wait for now because of that reason. We haven't had time to get everything squared away yet. However, I will leak this piece of information. It's almost certainly going to be a Rebirth Resurgence Trios tournament.
Yeah.
And if we have more than 45 people, that's fine. We'll go into 2 lobbies or 3 or 4, whatever we need to do. Probably cap it at 90. We'll cap it at 90.
Yeah.
But that's plenty of people. So yeah, don't worry about spots filling up for the next one. But we'll get more into that when we announce it. So that's really it on that topic. And then lastly, but certainly not least, some of you may be following the Twitter at the Dropshot Pod. You should be. You absolutely should be.
Yeah, imagine not.
I don't have a Twitter. Hey, you should get insulated walls instead of living in a hut. You caveman. Get a Twitter.
Jeez.
And follow at the Dropshot Pod, okay? Because we made an announcement there. We made a fun and exciting announcement that we've been planning for quite a while. And we're going to have friend of the pod, the Dropshot Invitational #2 champion, poached scalped talent, Razinon, PC of Team EXE fame, on the program on Saturday. It is going to be a blast, dude. Me, Tanner, and Razinon, we're going to sit down and we're going to talk about gaming and
gamers.
Stuff.
Wonder if he plays Tarkov
and stuff.
It
doesn't seem like his type of game, dude. Doesn't seem like his type of game. So some of you may know Razinon. We've mentioned him a couple times. He's a viewer / listener. We played a couple games with him. We played with him on Tuesday. Played with him like the week before that. Also, he won the tournament, our last tournament we had, with Gift Curse and Rizzle Music. Really good dude. And we're very excited to have him on. And there's going to be a lot of shit to pick his brain and discuss. He also Team EXE got partnered with Kovacs. I'm very interested to see how that all went, So we're going to talk about that shit too. We're going to talk about a lot. It's probably going to be similar to, but different than the last time we spoke with the gaming definition. Similar kind of type of questions. Now, probably won't go 4 hours this time, but maybe it will. We'll fucking see, won't we? Now, also, the good thing is, because Razinon doesn't live in Europe, change it, we're going to do it at our regularly scheduled broadcast time. So this Saturday, 7 p.m. Pacific, just like a normal last Saturday ep. Be here live. You don't want to miss this one. We're going to be joined by Razinon. It's going to be good stuff.
I'm excited.
Very excited. So that's going to be great. Make sure you're here live. Other than that, that's it for me. Tanner, any announcements for you, buddy?
No, yeah, excited for Saturday. Another gameplay stream this week on Friday on Raz's channel. And yeah, we had an awful games on our Tuesday stream. I mean,
oh my god, the worst.
The lobbies yesterday were unbelievable. I think the hardest day of lobbies I've ever had in Warzone, genuine. Like every single lobby was like a 1.3 at least. You looked them up and they were literally 1.3 average, right? One was like a 1, like I only looked it up at the start, and like the first couple were like a 1.37 and like a 1.3 something else.
That's so fucking high.
And then I was having micro stutters on Verdansk, a bunch of other just issues, lag. I had dev errored a couple times. And then I see on Twitter later too that a bunch of people were complaining about huge FPS drops and crazy lobbies that day. So I guess it was just normal. It was awful though. So I'm hoping Friday we can, regroup, get a good gaming session in, and have some fun again. Because I did not have fun.
Yeah. So, by the way, a 1.37 mean average. I think it's a mean average, right? Is because they used to do median. Cringe.
I don't know what that one is. I don't know.
Interesting. Okay, well that actually makes a big difference. Not that big of a difference though. Mean or median. A 1.37 average KD is fucking insane. That is so goddamn high. Every team is competent. And many teams are fucking outrageous and twisted. And it felt that way. I don't think most people have ever played in a 1.37 KD. And the reason I'm saying that is because Tanner and I get Diamond 1 lobbies all the time. Never, ever before yesterday did we ever get a KD average that high. Not once ever.
Yeah.
I guarantee it, not even close. Probably 1.20. Probably be the highest thing we ever had prior to yesterday.
I think we've had 1.3s before, but it's like, I think that's all we had pretty much. And it's like the highest is like a 1.3. Yeah, like Jake and I were talking about that earlier too. And, he was saying how people always seem to say like, oh, they tweaked SBMM. These lobbies have been rough. But even he was like, dude, I've never thought that except for yesterday. Like, there's no way they didn't tweak something. That was in-fucking-sane.
Just, yeah. The worst, actually. And,
yeah.
But as an aside, if lobbies were connection-based only, the odds that you get an average KD of 1.37, which is like probably 85th percentile, are infinitesimally small. Like, that doesn't ever happen unless there is some matchmaking going on. So, in case anyone is skeptical about that, I don't think most people are these days, but if you were, stats.
Yeah.
You could run someone can literally run an analysis on that. If the average KD is 0.95, what are the odds you get a collection of 155 people and the average is fucking 2 standard deviations above that? Not high. It's not high. I don't know what the odds are, but they're not high. Let alone fucking 5 of them in a row. I mean, come on. But anyways, it was the worst. Yeah.
I saw a screenshot. One of the pros, their lobby yesterday, they had one lobby that was a 1.64 I had
so
never seen that.
crazy.
It's probably because, though, it was like 2 or 3 trios of them managed to get in the same server during that trios tournament. It was probably like that, and so they boosted the KD by
Okay.
quite a bit. That's what my guess would be, but they were all saying,
makes
like,
sense.
holy shit, these lobbies, dude. Crazy.
Yeah, that's outrageous, dude. 164 is like, that's like 97th percentile or something, 95th maybe. That's so
I think
crazy.
I think about 2.0 and up is all 99%. So
I think probably before that even, but yeah, definitely by 2. I'd have to look, but yeah, pretty high. Either way, it's fucking crazy. So yeah, rough games. Hopefully that stops. I mean, I don't know what's going on, but the game's genuinely not fun to play at that point. You have to be so plugged in, dude.
yeah, like you just make one mistake and your team's just, you're fried.
Yep.
And then it's like when you
Yep.
can't hear people and shit, it's like, how cool.
That's another thing too, man. With all the dead silence, it's like, okay, if fucking FaZe Neo pushes me with dead silence, there's no chance I'm doing anything but dying, dude.
Yeah.
There's no goddamn chance. Is this guy new to the team, by the way? Because I saw a viral Twitter clip of him. Or TikTok, I think. I don't know where I saw it. I think I saw it on TikTok. Holy fuck, it was a nasty clip, dude.
No, he
It
won.
was so nasty, dude.
He's, I think, the most talented player that I've ever seen in Warzone in terms of like hitting insane clips. I haven't watched a lot of his streams, but he gets the craziest clips I've ever seen constantly.
Dude, it was so fucking nasty.
He
He's
won.
playing with like Nick Merckx on Rebirth.
Well,
he's,
yeah, so he got bot lobbies because of Nick. Yeah.
Well, even still, this was impressive, dude. Nick spectated him because he's dead. He like jumps into a windowsill, jumps back, like starts shooting this guy, kills him, jumps midair because gas is coming to him. Midair, fucking snipes this guy with a car on top of some building, and then gets like 2 or 3 other kills. It is so disgusting, dude. I was like, holy fuck.
He's very
This
exciting
guy
to
is
watch.
insane.
He won, I think, the Phase 5 thing or whatever that last recruitment thing they had.
Okay.
Yeah, it kind of weird. To me, it seems like he doesn't care and like doesn't want to be in Phase because it's like he doesn't do any of their branding, it seems. He usually doesn't play with any of them. I don't see him interact with any of them ever, except for like Kaylee and sometimes Nick Merckx. That's about it. But it's kind of weird almost. I'm like, this guy doesn't seem to fit Phase. He's like quiet. He's normal. I don't know. He's not a drug addict, it seems, you know, shit like that.
He hasn't started. He hasn't opened the FaZe Clan care package, which is just a bunch of perks.
Yeah.
Yet.
Well,
So,
yeah. Yeah, for sure.
that's a joke. Relax. Yeah. No, I get it.
Yeah, he's
I'd pop him
insane.
too. Send him my way. Yeah. That guy was twisted though. That was a fucking nasty clip. But anyways, yeah. Saturday we're having Razinon on. He's also insane, and it's gonna be a real good time. So, all right. That's it for announcements. Let's get into the broadcast. If you were listening for the jingle, here it is.
It's so dumb, dude.
Any spinners? All right. Borpa Spins in the chat. Welcome to the Dropshot Call of Duty podcast, ep number 145. Starting here with playlist updates. Interestingly, this is how unpopular Cold War is. They're still releasing new maps for MW. So we'll get into that in a little bit, but Al Rob Airbase and drainage maps are now in MW multiplayer. And they have, I believe, their own playlist. Not sure yet. But we'll get more into that in a minute. Throwback Mosh Pit is in Cold War as well. Sixes is the Mosh Pit. It's on Nuketown. Raid, Express, Standoff, and Hijack. So all the remastered maps. Sounds like a pretty fucking good playlist to play, by the way, if you're playing Cold War multiplayer.
if you're playing Cold War, that's the playlist to play.
Yeah, for sure. And then also coming soon, Nuke Jacked, change it. Nuketown and Hijacked 24/7. Collateral Combined Arms 24/7. Treyarch tweeted is the name of another playlist. I don't know what that means. I have absolutely no idea, but it's a playlist. It's Combined Arms, and it says Collateral. So, is that a new map, maybe? God, we're so out of touch when it comes to Cold War, dude.
It's not.
We're just out of touch, dude. Anyway, whatever that is coming.
Is it? Maybe it is, dude. I don't
Maybe
know.
it is, dude.
This is a Warzone podcast, and Tarkov,
It's-
not Cold War. Yeah.
Make a Call of Duty multiplayer game fun, and we'll have more intel for you. Okay. Throwback Mosh Pit, including Hijacked, is still in, and then will still be in, and then some more info on Mauer der Toten, change it, which is the new zombies map that is going to be coming shortly. Also getting some double XP and double weapon XP from the 2nd to the 6th of July, 10 a.m. to 10 a.m. So you got 4 fucking days of double weapon XP. Double actual XP, of course, doesn't matter, but double weapon XP is good. Level up all those guns, because you never know what gets buffed or what gets nerfed, which I've said ad nauseum, and I will not repeat any further than that. Now,
yeah, that's for Cold War and Warzone, by the way.
Correct, yes, for Cold War and Warzone. So now we're going into patch notes, and then changes already in effect. So on the 24th, they released a small Warzone patch. The dirt bike is quieter, and some other little minor bug fixes. I have not noticed the dirt bike audio since then. I've played since then. I don't know if I've gotten on a dirt bike since then. Not a terribly big deal, but the dirt bike did need to get a muffler installed, so
it sounds
good that happened. Yeah, for sure. So, and then more importantly, and more interestingly, there was a Warzone patch. Now, this is probably going to be one of 2 main focuses of today's program. Now, before we get into it, they did release this patch, and it was live for like an hour or 2. And then Raven tweeted they're having an ongoing issue, so they're rolling it back. So technically, this isn't live at the time of recording. I expect it to be live very soon, and I expect it to be exactly the same as described. So, Tanner, if we can pull these up, please. Not a very large patch, but an interesting one.
Yeah.
So, first of all, C58 and the FARA in the patch notes, quote, recoil increased slightly. Now, this is interesting to me because let's finish off, actually. So those happened. Submachine guns, the nail gun, max damage range decreased by 39%. So as far as the nail gun goes, that's sort of a self-contained change. That's a good change. It's still going to be really disgusting, super close, but it's not going to be as busted or overpowered at range. I think that's probably about right, and that's completely fine with me. Now, let's go on to the second screenshot here before we talk about the FAR and the C58.
This one?
Barrels.
Yeah.
Yes, please, thank you. Barrels. The Ranger barrel on all Cold War assault rifles, oh, this is interesting, except for the AK and the XM4, have had their vertical and horizontal recoil control decreased from 15% to 10%. And then for every Cold War AR and LMG, the reinforced heavy, again, vertical and horizontal, 7.5 to 5%. Task Force, which is the most popular, for all Cold War ARs and LMGs, vertical and horizontal recoil from 15% to 10%. Now, what's interesting about this is that this is starting to hit the FARA in exactly the way we would want it to hit the FARA. So Tanner and I, and many people have been catching on now, have been lamenting these changes because the FARA is just far too oppressive in Warzone and far too easy to use. It has a very good time to kill, very good damage range, decent ADS time, and absolutely no recoil.
Yep.
I would venture to say it is easier to control than the Kilo ever was, and it also has a faster time to kill than the Kilo ever did. So the main problem is that you're getting way too much reward for absolutely no downside, really. Because a gun should not have a 600 something millisecond time to kill that doesn't have any recoil at all.
Exactly.
So with the FARA, they increase the recoil on the gun itself, and then also on the task force barrel, which is what most people were using on the FARA anyway, from 15% to 10%. So we're going to talk about the C58 in a second, but first, Tanner, on the FARA, I know that we haven't played with these changes yet, but just from reading them, how do you think that patch is? Do you think it's enough? Do you think it's too much? Or do you think it's not enough?
I think it's a start. We'll also go over some recoil plots down here for all of them in a bit. It's a start. I feel like this still is not enough, though. 15% to 10% still isn't a whole lot, especially with, like, the FARA. It's pretty much mostly just vertical. It does go to the side still, but it's just, like, it's still easy to control. So with a gun like that, I don't know. It's just so overpowered. Like, it's just been the easiest gun to use in Warzone for a while now, because like you said, it's so well rounded, and the fact that it has no recoil. So this is a good start. I feel like it needs to get nerfed even harder, to be honest, because these guns are too easy to use. I'm sick of getting beamed by them. I've said this 5 times on the podcast. I know immediately when I die to a FARA because people do not miss a shot, no matter where they are. That's what it feels like. I say it right away. I'm like, okay, that guy, I just got shit on by a FARA. That's just what happened, right? So, this is a good start. I feel like it's going to end up being more, though. And they kind of wrote that here somewhere, too. I was kind of reading through this. We understand it can be still incredibly effective and easy to control weapons when recoil control is applied through attachments. We'll continue to target these weapons, blah, blah. And as, they arise, ensure that they, make changes to it and whatnot. So...
Yeah. This is something where I agree with you. This is a start, and I'm not sure if it's enough. And however, it's exactly where you want to go. Whether or not 15% to 10% is enough is less interesting to me than the fact that that's the right barrel. That's the right thing to change. The problem is the task force barrel, because it makes a lot of these guns really good. So I'm glad that they attacked that specifically. And they also went after the FARA itself. I think that's great. I didn't get a chance to play with it yet, but I feel like this is definitely going to help for sure. 5% vertical and horizontal, by the way, is more to lose than you think.
Yeah,
if it was only vertical, that would be not a big deal at all. But if you're getting more horizontal bounce too, that's actually kind of a big deal. So that's a start. On the C58 though, I think the barrels were enough. I don't know if the C58 needed its own recoil increase, honestly. Because that actually was one of the guns. It's fairly bouncy and shaky, even with the, field agent, agency, and task force setup. I don't know if it needed... If you're going to nerf the task force barrel, which you should do, you're also nerfing the C58's long-range recoil. I don't know if it needed more on top of that, to be honest. Have you used a max level C58?
No, I still haven't used a max level. I think, though, you kind of feel like it has more recoil because it's the fire rate's so low. So it feels like, since you know when every single shot fires because the fire rate's low, it feels like it's bouncing around more or something. But it's just because it's firing slower. That's kind of what I've noticed. I've been watching people use it. It still doesn't have recoil. I mean, it's a Call of Duty game. None of these guns really have recoil. But it was still... I think this was needed because what would have happened is these people now, if they just nerfed the FARA, everyone would just go and use the C58. That's what it would have been. So I think they kind of looked ahead and thought, okay, people have been using the C58, talking about it. Let's change that. Because it's like, what's next after that? What are people going to go to that's going to be the next best? Like the Krig or something,
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. Because when I heard that there was a FARA nerf and my dick got hard as fuck, and then I was like, oh, cool. Better get used to C58 now. That was my first thought. So maybe you might be right about that. At the end of the day, and I hate that expression, I think we are going to have to just try these for ourselves to see how far they've gone.
Yeah.
And if it's too far or not enough. But we'll see. I think maybe you increased the FARA recoil more than you increased the C58 recoil. That might have been good, but maybe that's what they did. It's hard to tell from the notes.
Yeah, maybe.
And it's hard to tell what slightly means in their eyes. But overall, pretty good changes there. Another thing that's odd, by the way, on the Ranger and the takedown barrel, it's still 15% for horizontal and vertical, but only for the AK-47 and the XM4. Now, for the AK, I think that kind of makes sense because the AK recoil is both vertical and horizontal. However, for the XM4, that thing only goes up. So if it's going to keep really good recoil control while every other Cold War gun's going to lose it, I'm thinking, if not the C58, XM4 is actually going to be the best long-range Cold War AR after this patch does hit live.
XM4
it literally goes just up. I swear to God.
No, it goes to the side quite a bit. It goes to the side
Really?
a lot, actually. It has a very weird recoil pattern. We'll show the plot here. It does. We'll show the plot here in a second.
Oh, okay.
It goes up, and then it used to go to the right pretty hard and then go up again. It was an odd recoil pattern, which is actually why a lot of people didn't use it at range. I think that's what one of the big things was. But that's what True Game Data said also. He was like, after looking at all these changes, he said, I think the XM4 is probably going to be the best all around now. I know JGod was saying that recently too. And actually, I don't love the XM4 for anything, but it probably really is the most well-rounded weapon in Warzone because you can use it as a really fast SMG setup.
True.
I was using that yesterday when we were playing with Razinon, and that felt really good. So I was using that setup. I've used mid-range setups with a red dot. I've tried out a long range with an Axial. You can do everything with that. And it's like, I still like the Cold War AK better, and I can do all of those things with the Cold War AK, but I know a lot of people complain about the recoil on that a little bit more. So,
yeah, when I was using the XM4, I was using it with, again, Agency, Task Force, Field Agent. Maybe that just eliminated the weird horizontal that it has. Maybe that's why I think it's just straight up. That could be true. Yeah.
Let me get to this real quick. MP, what's up, buddy? MP
Young
with a
Matt.
fucking... I get two different notifications here. So one says 58, one says 77. But MP, thanks for the fucking raid, buddy. Known Reddit cheater. I don't know why he's even allowed to stream on Twitch. To be honest, he cheats. So
Frankly,
it's pretty
yeah,
dumb.
that is of course true. Yeah.
MP, thanks, buddy. Really appreciate the
Huge
fucking raid, dude. That's awesome. Appreciate it. And Gaming Boomer said, "Hey, welcome to the stream. Here's 25 gifted."
Let's go.
Chris, you're an idiot. You're insane. You're an idiot.
True.
Thank you very much. Jesus Christ, 25 gifted subs, dude. 358 in this channel. He's an idiot.
He's on idiot
Just
time
an
for
idiot. He keeps gifting these subs. I may have to make him a brisket on the 4th of July. I probably won't, but I'll consider it a little bit more. I'll have to start. That's what I keep trying to tell him. Like, you want me to smoke brisket? Cool. I'll have to cancel the pod Saturday because I'll have to be starting it before the podcast. I'm malding.
Yeah, he's on
Chris,
time, dude.
thank you very much, dude. 25 gifted subs. Jesus, thank you, dude. Max again. Thanks for the raid, the host, whatever it was. It says both. I don't know which one it was. But yeah, appreciate it. Welcome, boys.
Huge. Shout out. MP, thanks, buddy.
MP
And
controller.
MP
known
viewers,
cheater.
listeners, welcome. If you're watching Twitch, you probably want to be watching someone use their characters in a video game. However, some of you might have jobs. Most of you probably don't. COVID and all. But if you do, and you can listen to podcasts at work, search us up, dude. Don't watch now. Listen at work or something, or while you work out or something, or while you're fucking gaming yourself, dude. The Dropshot, a Call of Duty podcast. Much appreciated. Thank you, Max. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So why don't you show us his recoil plots here?
Yeah. So let's just look
rundown.
Okay. So let's pull this up here first of all. So before we show this image, okay. So the top on this is going to be before, bottom is after. What is this? Okay. So XM4 FARA. Okay. So here's the little plot here, right? So let's try to zoom in on this. So these are what guns? Read them off. I can't leave the image. It was XM4 is the far left, right?
XM4 FARA.
Okay, so let's look at those two first. Look at XM4 beforehand. See that recoil? It went straight right after about 20 bullets. It was an odd
crazy,
recoil pattern.
actually.
Now it's way more, it's more vertical technically by quite a bit actually, but that looks like that's easier to control if you ask me. So XM4, easier to control. And this is all with the Task Force barrel or whatever the very bottom barrel is called on that specific gun. Mil spec.
Only Task Force barrel?
He tested these with Task Force. That's what it is.
Got it. Okay.
So, yeah. So then middle, this is a pretty big change. This middle one right here, this is before of the FARA, and the bottom is the after. So the FARA goes up quite a bit more and also goes to the left now. Before, it pretty much went straight up, and that was about it.
Wow.
So the FARA also quite a bit more recoil. On paper here, about double the amount is what it looks like, really. But again, it all depends how easy that is to actually control. Because if it's, I mean, it kind of goes to the side, but if you know that and you just pull down on your analog stick or your mouse a little bit to the right, shouldn't be that hard to control still, right?
However, the fire rate is pretty fast on the FARA, so it's going to do that pretty quick.
Yeah.
Still relatively easy to control, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The fire rate makes it a little different. But yeah,
Yep.
anyway.
And so then here we have, this is the Cold War AK,
Cold War
right?
AK. Yes.
So the Cold War AK, I mean,
Completely the same.
wait, this is a, okay, well this test isn't very good. He didn't even start at the same point. Look at this. Look at where the lock is and where he started here and where he started on this.
Yeah.
This is an awful test.
Cringe.
Okay, I almost don't even care about this. True
We'll
game
edit
data,
it out.
figure it out. This is not a good test. He didn't even start at the same point. You can still tell there's more recoil. Wow, that's...
It doesn't look like... It looks exactly the same to me, to be honest.
The AK is exactly the same then.
Yes, the AK, yes.
I wonder if he noticed this. Yeah, this is cringe. Okay, forget it. I'm just going to put this image away. Anyways, True Game Data, fix your image. But yeah,
It looks like it has a lot more recoil,
Yeah,
too. That's
yeah.
the only other thing. It's the same pattern for the Krig, but it goes a lot up more.
yeah.
What's interesting about that, actually, I'm glad you put that in here, is that not only, at least for the XM4, not only did the recoil magnitude change, but the pattern did.
Mm-hmm.
Like, doesn't do that weird thing it used
That's
to
the
anymore.
biggest change, I think, it actually is the
Exactly.
XM4. That's bigger than the
Yes.
FARA.
Exactly, and you wouldn't know that from the notes.
So-
That's very interesting.
So kind of like what you're saying, more than just the FARA getting nerfed in terms of recoil, the XM4 seems to be buffed quite a bit, which that alone could put it ahead. Because their
True.
time to kill was very, very similar. I think it was a little bit slower than the FARA.
XM4 is faster.
Okay, it was a little bit faster than... Either way,
Yeah.
those guns, they're almost neck and neck. I think it's like 20 milliseconds or something. It's not a lot.
Yeah.
So it shouldn't feel a whole lot different anyways. But XM4 maybe the move now.
It really seems that way. However, the C58 looks exactly the same now too. So maybe it's going to be either the C58 or the XM4. Frankly, probably the XM4 because the fire rate's so much faster, to be honest.
C58 is second to the right. C58 looks
Yes.
the same.
Yeah, it does.
This test is fucking chalked anyways.
I think the test is
Cringe.
fine. I think Raven might not have actually changed the task force for every gun they meant to or something. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. I also,
That's
I don't
weird.
know what True Game Data said. I didn't listen to the whole video. because I don't know. Sometimes
God.
it's just too much talking. It was like a 15-minute video, so I just saw the image. I kind of scrubbed through a little bit here and there, listened to some things. So maybe he brought that up or something, but I didn't hear it.
The image is what's important. Either way, yeah, it's fun. Yeah, either way, the XM4 looks the most different and the most improved. The magnitude's actually the same. It's just a way smoother pattern now. Way easier to control. I mean, it did a literal 90-degree turn.
Yeah.
And then another 70-degree turn up. That's crazy, dude.
I know.
Wow. Yeah. So it seems like if the FARA is chalked, which it certainly appears to be more anyway.
Well, I wouldn't say chalked. It's just not as, it's not overpowered anymore. It's just going to be a really good gun now versus overpowered, I think.
Yeah. Well, that's what I meant. Yeah. It's either FARA XM4 or C58. It's one of those. And even then, I think it's probably XM4 or FARA because their fire rates are higher than the C58.
Yeah.
And you always want a high fire rate. So very interesting. Very interesting. We'll have to give those a try once this actually does go live.
Yeah.
But again, not technically live yet. It was only live for a little while. So
yeah.
Happy with the change?
Seems to be.
General?
I need to test it out. Once I get Kappa and Tarkov, so in probably a few months I'll be back on Warzone. I'll test it. Then
cool, man.
I'll let you guys know when. Once the Vanguard beta is out, I'll give this a test and tell you guys what I think. So
the slip stick.
Yeah.
Stream. Yeah, we'll get into it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
All
Let
right.
me. I forgot a few here. Sorry. Drizzle. Thank you for the Prime Marino 7 months, baby. Pritchy boy 14 months. He says suck my ass. Cool. Will do, Pritch. Thanks, buddy. Pritch also with 1,000 biddies and OP Actual with a tier 1. Boys, let's go.
Huge.
Love you guys. Appreciate it very much. Thanks for the support.
Indeed. Boys, thank you very much. All right. So that's, as we said, not too much happened this week either. Kind of weird.
Yeah.
I don't know. We've had definitely slow weeks with respect to changes for this game for the tenure of this podcast, no doubt. But this is like 3 weeks in a row now where like almost nothing's happened.
2 weeks is pretty normal after a big season, but it's kind of weird. I guess these weapon balancing kind of is something. It's just there's not a lot of anything. It's just a couple things they did. So I think that's kind of why. I'm expecting, though, because of this, a really big Season 4 Reloaded coming up. I'm expecting a huge weapons balancing update. Maybe more Modern Warfare guns. They've been talking about that. So hopefully more Modern Warfare changes, some more map changes. Maybe they'll finally fix some bugs. Maybe they'll finally get rid of a few cheaters in the mid-season update because they've been pretty quiet recently. Usually that's because they're working on something
Did we already get the
bigger.
mid-season update?
No.
We did.
No, we didn't.
I think we did.
No, we didn't.
Wait, was Season 4 when the new guns came?
Season 4 was... You're thinking that because you keep saying Season 4 is like the least...
Oh,
what?
you're right.
Like
Yeah, we
like
haven't gotten Reloaded.
Like the slowest season content-wise so far.
It's the worst. Yeah, you're right. Okay, yeah. So, see, yeah, my mistake,
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, so, cool, man. All right, well, anyway, yeah. Yeah, you might be right. I don't know. I'm thinking
always
maybe
right.
they're busy on a couple other things, which we'll, of course, get into. But that's it for patch notes. And now on to news and upcoming fucking changes.
Yeah.
Tanner, take it away, dude.
All right, first up here, most of you won't care, but so Cold War League play now offers some rewards. Cool, man.
Cool,
Dope.
man.
Depending on your placement, you can earn charms, emblems, stickers. Super fucking cringe. Winning matches in specific divisions now will reward you with emblems that are specific to that division. So there's like, I think 5 divisions. So if you win like 10 matches in Master, you get a specific emblem for that, for winning 10 matches in Master.
I see.
And there's supposedly a bunch more coming these through the life cycle of Cold War, which of course the life cycle ended months ago. But so if you guys were kind of holding off on on this because there wasn't anything to like grind for. There still isn't a whole lot, but here's some things. Here's a little some placement rewards. They're kind of cool looking.
I'm gonna be honest. This is fucking cool, and it is the best possible reward you could give for League play.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a better reward. I think this is really cool. Now, unfortunately, League play, yikes. But
Cringe, yeah.
if you're gonna offer rewards, you should do a cool cosmetic one, and I think these are actually really good.
Yeah, so this is pretty dope.
I'm not gonna play League play, but these are fucking cool. Like, this is a cool ass reward.
That was like one of the biggest complaints that people had though, that play League play. They're like, dude, there's no reward. So here you go. If you like League play and like this and you're like, there's nothing to grind for, there are a few things now. So here's some placement rewards, some skill division rewards. It's like some colored emblems. It kind of looks like dark ether. I'll never know how to say that. It doesn't matter. And it's like those colors. So it's like a green one, a purple one. Here are the placement ones. So if you win like 10 matches in Master, you get this emblem right here. Kind of cool.
I think this is fucking cool.
So
dude.
if you're a fan of League play, but you haven't been playing it because it feels underwhelming, like there's nothing to grind for, maybe go back and give it another shot because they're adding some things in and they're going to continue to add more in.
Yeah. I think these are fucking really cool rewards, actually.
Yeah.
I'm curious what the player base of League play is.
40 players worldwide.
Yeah, actually. You know what it is, dude? Is that no one streams it, so no one cares.
Yeah.
I swear, dude, I think that is the entire gaming ecosystem. Maybe this is just because I'm endemic to Twitch, but I feel like the entire gaming ecosystem revolves around Twitch, and Twitch literally makes or breaks games. Let me give you an example, by the way, real quick. There's this dumb little mobile game that came out fucking 5 years ago called Among Us. It was developed by actually 3 people. 3 guys made a game, a mobile game, okay? And then for like a year or two, it was on Steam. They had 3 sales, whatever. And then one guy didn't want to really develop on it anymore, so he's like, I'll just sell you guys my stock in it, so you can buy me out for $20. But hey,
yeah,
DoorDash me a burger, you can, and then you own my shares of Among Us.
True.
Then I think it was XQC or something streamed it actually once and was like, oh, this game's fun. And then you guys remember if you're on Twitch, you remember the Among Us era, the Among Us meta, where everyone on Twitch was playing Among Us and their stock price just fucking shot up, dude. I don't know if they're publicly traded, actually. I don't know if it's stock price,
not,
but
yeah.
their valuation, how much money they had in their pockets from Steam purchases was high, dude. Just made by Twitch, actually. So I don't know if, anyway, back to League play. I don't know if this is true or how true it is. I think there's something to it though. But no one gives a fuck about League play because no one who streams gives a fuck about League play.
Yeah, true.
Which also makes sense. I don't think League play will ever be good or big because, not good, I should say big. I don't think it'll ever be big because everyone who's interested in CDL rule sets will watch or play in the CDL. This isn't World of Warcraft where there's like a ladder people care about. It's only CDL. That's all it is. I don't think anyone's ever going to care about League play.
Yeah, I agree.
But the rewards are very cool.
Yep. So there you go. Cool, man.
Cool, man.
Next up here, moving into Warzone. So this is kind of interesting. So a lot of the Warzone pros are getting real sick of these kill or bot races, and they want to see only custom lobbies for here on out. So let's look at this here. Okay, so let me pull up the image. Okay, so Dexerto tweeted something out showing a bunch of the pros bitching about this, right? Here's some of the pros said. Tyler Teepee, if you guys know him, he's a popular one. He just had a mini Royale tournament today, actually. Teep's Trials.
Teep.
Yeah, so Teep. Blah, blah. I think we should set the precedent that private match and 2v2 should be the way forward for tournaments. So I won't be playing any more kill races. Aiden, who of course is the #1 earner, also says I'll be opting out of them from now on, referring to kill races. Rated, another top earner in Warzone. How about we disregard the money and boycott all invites that are for timed kill races and encourage organizers to run 2v2/customs. Everyone knows today's tourney is a coin flip. Most RNG people shouldn't be condemned because the gods decided today was their day and blessed them, meaning like easier lobbies. Juki's, one of the best European players, also said, or he tweeted back and said, I agree with this. And I frankly love this. Every single pro should be 100% on board with this. If they aren't, I'm assuming they're dog shit and they're VPNing and they know they're not good enough to go against the other pros. They know they're only good enough to kill these bots in 0.7, 0.8 KD lobbies, which of course, you know, of course that's, if you get 60 kills, hey, I'll never be able to do that. Never. But
yeah,
you got an easy lobby and that's how you did that. So like, that's cool, dude. Go play against all the top players in the world though, and see how you do then. It's like people like Aiden, he drops crazy kills in kill races, but then he goes into these tournaments and wins all of them. So you know, okay, he must actually be good and be able to win these things. So any
Is
pro,
that the guy I killed?
yes. Yeah. You killed the top earner. You
earner of all
destroyed
time.
him. Yeah, outplayed.
Just outplayed.
Literally.
He wasn't one shot.
So technically,
I did it all myself.
Raz is the top earner in Warzone history, actually.
Hey, bounty complete. Pay me, Aiden. Anyways, sorry.
So I thought this was interesting, and I 100% agree with this. Custom lobbies only. Of course, we run the best custom lobbies in the world, thanks to GoToDope. If you run a custom lobby, fuck you. Ours is better. So
Patreon.com/thedropshot if you want good custom lobbies.
Yeah. So this is cool. I like to see this. Kill races are cool and exciting to watch. Cool. Do them in wagers though for like $500, $1,000. I want to see the big money, the good players going against the good players. That would make BRs more competitive than just bot races like they have been in Warzone.
I fucking totally agree. And we also, Tanner and I both said this, not only after World Series of Warzone, but before it. We were like, dude, this is going to be so much more interesting. We were right. Guess who agrees with us? All the pros. I mean, this is the Nostradamus cast. It's just that simple. We called this. Of course, it's more interesting. And it really is. And the proof was in the first event that we've all, or some of us have seen, Tanner and I included, which was World Series of Warzone. It's so much more interesting to watch good players play against each other than to actually play against fate to see who gets the best bot lobbies. Because that's actually true. It's like, dude, BRs themselves are already, there's already enough RNG, which stands for random number generator, by the way. That's an RPG term. I'm a Divinity Original Sins 2 veteran, read a book. Competition. So if you're also doing kill races, it's just like so like Tanner said, Tanner and I would never win a kill race tournament no matter how bad our lobby is. We're not good enough. We're too old and I'm too shit. But when you're talking about all these pros, they're all good enough to where whoever gets the most kills is usually or almost always going to be determined by who had the worst lobbies. Actually. So it's not really skill at that point. It's like Huskers and Symphony versus Teep and Aiden. Okay, sure. If those two are competing in different lobbies in a kill race tournament, their skill doesn't matter. All four of them are so good that they're good enough to like maximize the opportunity of their lobby, and it's actually going to depend on who gets the better lobbies. Because all four of them are good enough to fry whatever lobby it is. So there's no competition. It's actually just like who gets more lucky.
Yeah.
Now, if it was Tanner and I versus fucking Teep and Aiden, we would lose. Even if they had the 1.37 lobbies.
Give me a scuff.
And we had the 0.8 lobbies or whatever. You know, well,
like
unless Tanner unless Tanner fucking turned it up. But yeah, so we're not taking away, and we're not taking anything away from these players. They're obviously very good, but they are fundamentally less competitive. That is, of course, true. The only thing that's interesting, though, and also as a viewer, by the way, I'm sick of them. They were exciting when Warzone was 3 months old. They're boring as fuck to me now. I used to like go out of my way to watch these guys when they were in kill race tournaments, and their stream title would be like, "Oh, fucking $3,000 fucking dipshit McGee kill race tournament with this guy," whatever. I'd be super excited and I'd watch them and they would be really hype. That hype is gone. It's evaporated. It's not there anymore. For a couple reasons. Number one, we've been doing this format for a year. Number two, there's a tournament every goddamn day. Hey, I don't care. You're doing a kill race tournament? Cool, man. How'd the last 5 go this week?
Yeah.
I'm bored of it, dude.
Yeah.
Change it. It's not that interesting. It's not that interesting anymore. The hype has died down. The time has come and gone. Let's move on.
I agree.
The only thing I'm not a huge fan of here is Rated in his tweet mentioned disregard money and boycott all the kill race tournaments and encourage organizers to run customs or 2v2. Okay, now here's where I'm going to disagree, Rated. Don't at me. Or at me, please. I could use some followers.
Yeah, true.
2v2s are also uninteresting now. They're boring now. That's a format that has been done for, again, a year. Cool, man. It's definitely more equitable to queue for quads and then do 2v2 kill race within the same lobby. Definitely more equitable. I'll give you that. Definitely more competitive. I'll also give you that. However, as a viewer, I'm done. I'm done watching them. These are also boring. These are also just as boring to watch as kill race tournaments. Stop it. Transition to customs. It's way more interesting to watch. Because even in the 2v2s, even though it's more fair and you're in the same lobby and it's more competitive, it's still watching two people who have a 6 KD dunk on these 13-year-olds that are like talking in game on their PlayStation 4s.
Yeah.
Like it's still not that interesting as a viewer. I get that it's more fair and I understand why he thinks this. But as a viewer, again, customs are so much more interesting to watch. They're so much more competitive, and I think that is the future. How do you feel about 2v2s versus kill races, Tanner?
I don't really care much about that. I would just rather see everything be customs. I just don't want anything going on in the public lobbies anymore, to be honest. Nothing. Like, other than like the dumb wagers and shit, those can stay, but I just want to see everything in customs only.
Yeah. Totally.
I also think, I was saying this in chat, I feel like as there's more customs only tournaments, that people will start to play a little bit different. Because it's like right now, a lot of these guys have only played in a handful of customs tournaments. So it's like they're scared. And I think the World Series of Warzone had a good placement system. And I think the placement systems will only get better the more these pros do these custom lobbies. They don't know exactly how to do the placement points yet because they've played fucking 10 of them ever, right? Like 10 big ones ever.
True.
At the most. At the most. So it's like once they play more of these, people will give more input and they'll say, we should change this. We should change that. This will make it better. And then they'll come up with a system that's so perfect that nobody will ever want to watch public games anymore. That's what I think. Like, you want to watch these guys shit on public players? Cool. Just watch them stream and play solo quads and win.
Actually, such a good point.
If they want to play
every day on
if they're
stream.
playing for hundreds of thousands of dollars, make them play in their own fucking lobbies, dude. I'm just trying to get on and grind and play 3 hours for a gameplay stream, and I'm running into fucking Huskers and Aiden on a team. Get out of my lobby. Go do something else. Get out. I don't want to play against you. Get the fuck out.
This is an angle I was not expecting. This is an angle I was not expecting, but what about the rest of us, man? Stop doing it.
Yeah, dude, the game literally isn't fun because of you.
That is so goddamn funny, dude. Oh my god. That is an angle I was not expecting, but absolutely true. Hey, dude, you're competing for 100 grand You've never been trying harder. Please don't kill me in my lobby.
Yeah.
I'm trying to stream. For
Like,
the fucking
think of how stupid that is. These guys have been playing for $100,000 going against some random 65-year-old guy playing on an 80-inch 4K, 8K television on his Xbox. Just got off his construction job. You know, he owns his own construction business, and he's just trying to play a game, and Huskers is fucking frying him. Leave him alone. Go play against your own people, dude. You don't need to be in these lobbies. You're simply too good. It'd be like LeBron James going to the fucking basketball courts near us for a pickup game and just trying his hardest and just destroying these kids. It's like, bro, what are you doing? Get out of here. Go play against somebody that's your skill level. Get the fuck out of my lobby. So I'm sick of it.
So fucking funny.
I'm glad the pros said this because I've been fed up with their bullshit. So thanks. Get out of my lobbies. Go play in custom lobbies. Thanks. Appreciate it.
Can you imagine if the NBA was like, all right, we're going to change it up a little bit. It's cool watching us play against each other, but LeBron, get 2 teammates. You guys are going to go to 24-hour fitness in fucking Glendora. You're going to play 3v3 pickup against whoever's there.
Yeah. Hey, whoever shows up, doesn't matter who, dude. Whoever there.
Beats the most T, and then fucking whatever. 3 other people go to Rancho. Whoever gets the most points fucking wins.
Yeah.
Can you imagine how stupid is that?
Exactly.
Bro, dude.
So it's, you know, I don't know.
Oh my god.
I don't care what people say.
Angle.
I know we try to push it so hard. I just don't know if ever a BR will be as competitive as games like Counter-Strike or shit like that have been in the pro league. And I don't think they should be. We just try to push it so hard because they're fun to play and these kids want to make a shitload of money, and they are through the, you know, through these tournaments. But I don't know. End of the day, BRs just aren't set up to be competitive, I don't think. I don't know. I mean, neither is Cold War, don't get me wrong. That game shouldn't have any money on the line, but
yeah, I'll address that in a second, but I have to reiterate how fucking funny that angle is. It's like, dude, save the rest of us. It's not even for competitive integrity. It's not for viewing experience. But think about the players in the public lobbies. Actually kind of true, though.
I know.
How many times have we got on to play Warzone in the afternoon? We will literally have a hard lobby and we'll be like, hold on, is there a tournament going on right now?
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. We've asked that, and probably 10 times that's been the reason we've just had like less fun.
Well, there's a tournament every single day. That's why these just aren't exciting. There's a public lobby tournament every single day. I don't care, you know, play against each other.
That's so fucking funny. Oh my God. I haven't laughed that hard in a while. Very good point. So for all of these reasons, let's do customs, boys. On the topic of competitive BR though, I think you're right. And I used to agree with that completely. I still kind of do. However, if you did have like a 9-month season like CDL has for Warzone or a BR, not any BR actually, but specifically Warzone, maybe any BR, but definitely for Warzone because it has loadouts. If you had a 9-month long season and it was only customs, so it was only professionals playing against other professionals, I think individual matches are too luck and RNG based because it's a BR, like you said. But I think over the course of like a whole 9-month season, I think if you got standings from that, you actually would be able to determine who is the best at Warzone.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I think there is something to that because I agree with you. BRs are super luck based, like you know, where does the circle pull, you know.
And especially when there's things like stopping power and dead silence in the game.
Right. Exactly. Yes. Yeah. So on an individual match basis, skill does matter, but you can lose even though you're the better BR player. But I think over a 9-month stretch, if they were only doing customs for like a whole season, I actually do think whoever came out on top there, I think the rankings for that season would be a very accurate representation of how good each team is in that competing in that season.
Yeah.
Which would be cool. Hopefully
Yeah.
World Series of Warzone implements something like that, because right now they are doing, ironically enough, this is the first thing that like the ranking for World Series of Warzone, the scoring system. It's ironically the first thing Activision's done in the last 2 years that's actually good. It's a great ranking system. But anyways, on the topic of the World Series of Warzone, it is unfortunately not its own season like I kind of wish it would be, which makes sense because they need to iron out the kinks, as it were, before they launch that, if they do. However, what I would really like to see for COD 2021 is a Warzone League. Call of Duty Warzone League. A CDWL.
Yeah, I don't know if
think
we'll
that would
ever
be
end up
so
seeing that or
fucking
not.
cool.
We should see that soon, but I don't know if we actually will.
What are your doubts on that topic? Because what I'm
How they
thinking
do
is
it, how Activision puts in money to put this whole thing on, you know? And I mean, bottom line is they'd have to have a pretty solid game, which they don't. They'd have to have, you know, you have to be able to get 150 people into a custom server, custom lobby, without, you know, 7 people dev erroring every single game like what happens right now. There needs to be, I don't know why this isn't added. The dev said supposedly this shit was coming like months ago, that we would be able to get, they were going to do some work on the custom lobby so that we can choose like no shotguns or something. Like they said that back before Cold War came out. I think an Infinity Ward said that. So I'm assuming that's never going to come. I don't know. But I think that would have to be here too before we got some sort of competitive league that Activision has anything to do with, at least.
all right. Go ahead.
I mean, like, knowing them, they just wouldn't. But that's what should be done, I think. There needs to be some sort of like rule sets that you can change within the private servers.
I agree. However, hear me out.
Black helicopters.
Okay. Here's my theory. Activision knows Warzone makes them the most money. It is their biggest earner. And if they had a Warzone League, I think they know that that would make them a lot of money. And advertisers, viewers, etc. Now, to your point, it would be a lot of work, of course. Getting all the fail safes and all the infrastructure in place. So here's my theory. And once again,
Black helicopters.
COD 2021 releases. There is a new client for Warzone. So it's like a new, so you don't like launch it like from the same place as MW multiplayer. It's a new client, new Warzone. Listen to the Patreon episode, you'll get a little more information on what I mean by that. When they build this new Warzone client, they build it from the ground up with a Warzone League in mind, including custom lobby features, such as remove shotguns, etc. They also develop a league on the assumption that they have a good, solid client established that can support this league. And then they create the CWL and make buckets loads of cash. That's my theory. Now, maybe it won't be for 2021. Maybe that's not when it will happen. But whenever they have a new client for Warzone, which at some point they will, I think there's going to be a league that comes with it. I do agree with Tanner here, however. There will not be a Warzone League on this iteration of the game. There's no way. It's too much of a mess. It's too far gone. Too many dev errors, too unreliable. Too much shit piled on shit piled on shit. Too many hands have been in the dish, as it were. Too many dev studios. It's too much for them to make a competitive environment out of because it's too volatile. But I think whenever they do make a new Warzone client, I think they're going to have a league with it because there's so much money on the table here, and they have to know that.
Yeah.
They have to know that.
That is true. That would make a lot of sense. I think you're probably right. And like Goat said in chat too. So he's like, why do you? It's coming. Why do you think these pro teams are picking up players? Which is true, because yeah, all of these pro like CDL teams and shit have a bunch of players on their roster, so they do probably know. That would make the most sense, dude. It'd make a lot of sense to them announce it and the league start with the release of COD 2021 Vanguard. So then they'll announce it at some point around then. So there's a new Warzone league, because that's how they do CDL too. It's like they say, you know, CDL this year, blah, blah, starts in February, whatever it is. So that would make a ton of sense. So I don't think that's a Black Helicopters at all. I think all of that actually just makes sense, and that's very, very likely, actually. Yeah, there's no way we see any sort of custom lobby changes before the next iteration of Warzone or the next seamless transition. So yeah, I agree with that.
It's just too fucked.
Yeah.
They can't even patch it without breaking a bunch of shit. And I think it's because every fix they have is a band-aid rather than a solution at the core of the code or whatever. Not a developer.
Yeah.
So they're like, dude, we can't make any big sweeping changes here. It just won't work.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree. So, which I would be all in favor of, by the way. I would watch the fuck out of a CDWL. I don't watch sports, so I don't have this cool shared camaraderie with a fan of my sports team when I meet them. So normal men are like, they go to the fucking, I don't know, the auto repair shop, and they're like, what's up, man? And then the guy's wearing a fucking Lakers hat. You're like, oh, dude, how about this season? F's in the chat for Kobe, am I right? They wouldn't even say that. This is how out of the loop
actually,
I am.
F, I forgot he died.
F's in the chat,
F.
yeah. You know, and then they're automatically friends. I would love to have that experience, but I need a team to support. And I'm not supporting a CDL team. I refuse. However, if there's a CDWL team, sign me up, bitch. I will fucking be on board. Hey, what team is Iron on? I'm a fan. I'm a fan. Sign me up, baby. Well,
he wouldn't want to play in a league either. That dude's still too chill to ever want to play in a league. He just wants to sit in a Bertha and call back in.
Oh, do you think
he just wants to sit in a Bertha and chill and talk to his chat? Well, he's not joining.
Do you think he would keep that energy when Activision approaches him in a suit and tie and says, "Hey, Steven, I've got a $500,000 United States check here if you want to play for 9 months, play some COD. What do you say, bud?" I think he gets real unchill real quick, dude.
If anything, an org would have to pay him, so I don't know. He's not signed to anything right now, but
okay. Cool, man.
He's too old. He's not 18. He's too old.
He is pretty old, I think. Yeah. I think he's like our age, actually.
I mean, cringe. Jesus. Stop streaming, dude. Get a real job, right?
It's true. Anyways.
Yeah, all right.
Interesting.
Moving on here. Next, I'm not sure why I even linked this article.
I don't know why you put it here. I should have.
Well, because there's nothing else. It's about Warzone. I don't know. Anyways, there's some article for season 4. So season 4 Reloaded, supposedly coming mid-July, mid to late July. So probably another 3 weeks, as we were saying. So that's probably when we'll get some sort of big weapon balance update or something. Also in this article, pretty funny. This was from WarzoneRanked.com. The FARA, the first few weeks of this season, had a 20% pick rate on Warzone Ranked, meaning when people picked a weapon in Warzone for their loadout, 20% of the time players were taking the FARA, making it possibly the most popular weapon in Warzone history. And I say possibly because this website wasn't around early days when everyone was using the Grau, the M4, shit like that. So maybe it probably wasn't as popular as those times. But the FARA was more used than the AMAX, the RAM, any of these recent metas. The FARA was used more often in-game than any of those. So for any of you thinking the FARA wasn't good, Jake Down, you're a fucking idiot. Everyone was using it. The pros were calling for a nerf, so there we go. I wonder why everyone is using it, right? No recoil, high fire rate, a lot of damage. So I'm glad this has been nerfed a little bit. I'm excited to see how strong the changes actually are. But yeah, I thought that was interesting, the 20% thing. Do you expect that much? I mean, more than the AMAX even, dude.
So 20% to some of you might not sound like a huge percentage. It's 1 out of 5. I'm a math wizard. People pick a FARA. Might not sound like a lot. And if everyone used an AR, it wouldn't be a lot. But you have to think about people that use snipers also. So it's like, when you think of it that way, that's quite a lot of people. I mean, one gun out of how many primaries? How many viable primaries? That's the more interesting question. How many viable primaries are there in Warzone right now? Well, one, it's the FARA. It's kind of the point. But FARA, Krig, AMAX, RAM, M4 maybe, Stoner, RPD, PKM,
C58,
CAR,
XM4,
SPR,
Cold War
C58,
AK,
XM4, Cold War AK, HDR, probably a couple others that I'm forgetting. There's a lot. Let's call it 15. So it's like 15 weapons like you could totally use. Yet the FARA is being picked 1 out of 5. That's like wildly disproportionate.
Mm-hmm.
Not surprising at all, though, to be honest. Not surprising at all.
Yeah.
And the reason is, again, the reason's unsurprising is, why was the FARA picked? Okay, so the AMAX used to be like the best gun in Warzone, right? The RAM, but we'll just say the AMAX for the sake of argument. Why do you think the AMAX didn't rise to the level of a 20% pick rate? Any guesses in chat? Any guesses in chat?
Well, I can tell you why.
Why, Tanner?
Because kids on a console apparently couldn't control the recoil of it, right? Too much recoil.
Exactly. And there were people on PC who had trouble controlling the AMAX recoil too. That's the exact point, is that the FARA just it's so user friendly, anyone can use it. So everyone picks it.
Yeah.
So not surprising. Cringe though. Yeah. Super cringe. Yeah, I'm totally unsurprised by this. It's literally the most used Warzone weapon ever in recorded history. Yeah. Maybe not ever, but in recorded history. So
pretty
that's
crazy.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
That is crazy. Yeah. And then also part of this article, as everyone expects, as everyone suspects rather, we can expect probably that big sweeping weapon balance that they were talking about to come for Season 4 Reloaded.
Yeah.
Which should be, again, as Tanner said, hopefully mid to late July.
Mid to late July, yeah. Yep.
Which is cool. Pretty soon.
Coming
Couldn't
up.
be soon enough.
Well, take as long as you need, dude. I'm on that Tarkov grind.
On that Tarkov, you'll be level 71.
I'll be in interchange getting graphics cards. You guys can figure it out.
You'll be in interchange getting looted.
Cool, man.
All right. Next little news item, real quick. Blizzard has a summer sale 2021. Every Call of Duty game available on the store is on sale through July 11th. So you have
long sale.
11 days, including Cold War, MW, and BO4, and others as well. Or maybe not others, actually. Battle.net. No, Battle.net started with BO4, I believe. So yeah. So BO4, MW, and Cold War on sale. I wonder if this is PC only.
Well, yeah, it's Blizzard Battle.net, so yeah, it is PC only.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, I think so. So
every
COD game
right?
is on
Forehead,
sale.
it's easy. Forehead, right?
I mean, I've never missed a file on my desktop. So anyway, yeah, there's a sale. So if you wanted to get one of those games, you can, I guess. Now, our last topic today, Charlie Intel, or sort of our last two little items here. Charlie Intel tweeted yesterday, Call of Duty 2021's internal alpha was apparently uploaded to Battle.net
Hold on.
You're
There we go.
All right, so get it ready again. Okay, ready?
Okay, I'm ready.
Call of Duty 2021's internal alpha was uploaded to Battle.net today with an internal name of Slipstream.
Cringe.
Here's the
change it.
artwork, which is most likely the code/internal name. So if you guys remember, for Cold War, the code name was Red Door, which was like related to Cold War, but it wasn't obviously the phrase Cold War. Slipstream appears to be the same type of thing. It's the code name for COD 2021, but we already know it's probably, well, we don't know this, and it could be called something else, but we supposedly know that it's called Vanguard. Now, Tanner, maybe you'll be, this is my fault. We can pull up the image here real quick, though. I'll find it for you. Of
By the way,
artwork.
I didn't know what Slipstream was. I don't know if you did.
I didn't.
A current of air or water driven back by a revolving propeller or jet engine. Airplanes confirmed?
Oh, okay, yeah. I know that. Oh, shit.
An assisting force regarded as drawing something along behind something else. Yeah. So there's gonna be airplanes. Confirmed.
Tanner, if you can pull this up on the broadcast, I linked you up. So here's what the image looks like. Slipstream. Tom Henderson also mentioned this and tweeted this image as well, and he said it gives him World War II vibes. Tanner, does this give you World War II vibes?
It looks like a World War II movie, like font or something.
Absolutely.
Like, yeah, it gives me hardcore World War II vibes. Obviously,
it looks like the logo for the movie Valkyrie with Tom Cruise. Very World War II-y.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Weird
I think
movie,
that's of
by
course
the way.
true. Weird movie, yeah.
Never really a fan, but I should watch it again. A lot of people love that anyways. Yeah, so definitely World War II for sure. Crazy, huh?
Yeah. And
Yeah,
the
it's gonna
name
have
would
planes.
make sense too.
And it has
Yeah,
planes
Slipstream.
confirmed.
Fuck me, dude. Do you think that's what that means?
I don't know what it means, but if it has anything to do with
Goddamn
planes,
you.
why would they name it that? What does that mean? And Tom Henderson has already said he thought this BR is going to be more like a Battlefield Firestorm type BR, and that we're going to see tanks, airplanes, etc. Boy, I can't wait to see Aiden shitting on me with an airplane, right? Just aim assisting me with an airplane up from the fucking clouds. I can't wait. I'm done. This is a Battlefield podcast.
He's certainly, well, you're gonna get killed by a lot more planes in Battlefield,
True,
or maybe
yeah,
not.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Interesting. So weird. I looked into this and I couldn't figure it out. How the fuck did anyone find this internal alpha?
People always
I went
find
on
the internal
Battle.net.
alphas.
I don't see Slipstream on my fucking
Oh no,
launcher.
it's not. No. It's like oh, I don't know how they find the image and shit. It must be in the code somewhere. I don't know. People find it every single year. Yeah.
It's like some guy wakes up every day and is like, all right, let me open the config file for my BNet launcher and see if there's anything new. It's like,
Yeah.
cool. I'm glad you do it.
Imagine
guess,
doing
but-
that work and like not even getting paid for it or anything, and you get recognized by Charlie Intel, and then your account is just banned from Twitter 24 hours later. That just sucks. So, yeah. Again, don't expect anything from this year's Call of Duty. Be excited for the Warzone, potential Warzone changes maybe, but in terms of multiplayer,
Maybe.
if you're excited, seriously, don't just stop. Don't be excited because you're just going to be let down, right? It's going to be dog shit.
I unironically think COD 2021 multiplayer will probably go down as the worst multiplayer Call of Duty of all time.
Yeah, I mean, a good chunk of it was during COVID. At least
That's
Cold War, they
exactly.
started before the COVID shit happened, and they had been
Correct.
working on it. But this was like in the earlier stages, middle stages of the game. So it'll be as bad or worse than Cold War, yeah.
That's reason number one this game's going to be the worst COD of all time, is it's the only game, Call of Duty game, that was developed from home.
Yeah.
And we say developed very loosely. And number two is Activision's never cared less about multiplayer than they do now, because all of their focus is on Warzone.
Yeah.
During Cold War's development, for most of it, Warzone didn't even exist. Or, nah, I shouldn't go that far. For half of Cold War's development or so, Warzone didn't even exist. And they didn't know how successful it would be or was until like the final third, if that. So at least they sort of cared about Cold War for most of the time. For this game, the entire development cycle, they didn't care at all about it because their focus is on Warzone. So number one, they don't care. Number two, it was also developed from home, and they're apathetic. It's gonna be the worst COD ever for multiplayer. It's gonna be really shit. I can't imagine it's gonna be good. But Warzone could be well done or not. We'll see. Because that's also gonna have the COVID penalty, developed during COVID penalty, but they do care about this thing at least, unlike the multiplayer. So we'll see. But Slipstream Alpha, cool, man. Now, on to our last news item. Tanner, take it away.
Just a little thing here. So a new Vanguard leak claims that London docks and more classic maps will return to Call of Duty Vanguard. So MW2 Ghost, which is a pretty big leaker in the community. Again, this is a leak, but it's just about a map. So London docks from World War II will be coming to Vanguard. Apparently, a lot of people like that map.
No shit. I like this map.
Yeah, I didn't play World War II much.
This is a good map, dude. I promise.
That's what people said. So, yeah, this is cool. Very fan favorite. A fan favorite map, supposedly. But yeah, I never played World War II much. And yeah, this is a leak, but it's like it'll probably come true. It's just a map announcement. It's nothing too crazy. But the other thing he said surprised me more. So he said, as well as a very fan favorite map from a very iconic Call of Duty game. And the first thing I thought of, by the way, what is this? This
For
link
those of
is
you who
not
don't
loading.
know the names of, with
It's
the
just
link
stuck
isn't working.
on redirecting. There we go. Okay.
Oh, yeah. For those of you, I don't know the name of any World War II map. But
Oh,
as soon as
I
I saw
remember
this
playing
image,
this map. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
This is like the first map I played, and I played World War II.
Yeah,
It's
this is a
docks.
fucking good
It's like
map.
cloudy docks, bunch of brick buildings. Yeah, it was pretty good. I didn't play it a whole lot.
Yeah. So this is the map.
But yeah, so that's cool. But I'm more curious about so he says a very fan favorite map from a very iconic COD game. Now, there haven't been a whole lot of iconic Call of Duty games that have been World War II themed for a while now, right? So I'm going back to COD 2. I played a lot of COD 2. Most of you guys probably haven't played it at all. The first thing I think of, though, is a map from Call of Duty 2 called Tujane. I think that's how you pronounce it. Let me pull up a little image here.
Let's see. Let's pull up a little image on the broadcast here. Is COD 2 iconic, though?
What else is iconic?
True. It
These
can't be the
pictures are all
game
bad.
World War II.
Exactly. There's nothing else. Call of Duty 2 was... I mean, Call of Duty 2 was like the first popular Call of Duty title.
What
None of
other
these kids were
World War II
born.
Call of Duties were there between COD 2 and World War II?
Yeah, World at War, which I didn't play much. That was more popular, actually.
It must be from World at War.
Yeah, maybe.
I
MW2
don't
Ghost
think they're
probably
gonna
wasn't
go
even
that far
born when
back.
COD 2 came out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you're
what
right.
are popular World at War maps?
Let's take a look. Are you sure this was? I thought this was Nam.
No.
No, you're right. Yeah, it's World War II. And it's the Pacific and
Castle. I
Eastern
bet it's
theaters.
Castle, dude. That's a fucking popular map. Castle. You remember that one?
World at War maps. No, I don't. I'm going to pull up a list right now.
That's Castle. That was a popular ass map just from that image
That's
alone.
what that was my first thought too. And this is in the Pacific Theater, by the way. It's in Japan. So this would, I was going to say we could
True. I
narrow
didn't
this
think about the
down
Pacific
by
Theater
maps
thing.
in the Pacific. Yeah. You can narrow this down by maps in the Pacific. I bet you it's Castle.
That's probably it. Yeah.
That was literally my first thought when you said World at War was this map. I just didn't know the name of it. But yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, actually.
Great map, by the way. Great map.
That is a good map. I didn't play a ton of World at War, but the only thing I remember about that game is that map. And I remember how everyone liked it, and it played well.
Yeah.
So yeah, but you know, again, this is a leak, but it's probably true. It's not really that surprising. They've been remastering maps every single game, at least 5 of them every year. So yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Still don't be excited for it though, right? I mean,
yeah, you can, hey, you can put good maps in your game and it still be boring and unfun.
yeah.
Look at Cold War. It's got a lot of good maps. It has fucking raid, dude.
Yeah.
And I don't care.
Any raiders?
So it won't matter. But that is interesting. I would like to revisit the castle though. I am of course a Duke in Crusader Kings 3, so I own a castle. But in game of course. But yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see. Interesting though. Interesting. Interesting indeed.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What other fucking maps were there? Dome. Yeah, Dome was good. There were a lot of... God, there were not that many maps in World at War. There were 8.
No, there's more. You weren't looking at the full list. There's more down below.
Yeah, you're probably right. Oh, yeah, yeah, there's 23. Okay, anyway, whatever. All right. Other than that, Tanner, Dropshot. I think that is about it. Is there anything else you'd like to discuss this evening?
Tarkov's better than Call of Duty.
Cool, man.
It's not a discussion. It's just a fact. Yeah.
Just stating facts. Yeah. Well, all right, boys and girls, that is it for the show today. As we said, fairly light week. I actually enjoyed doing this episode quite a bit, though. The news was certainly more interesting than the patch notes. The only main patch note that is worth revisiting for a second is those barrel /FARA /C58 changes, which is fair, but we're going to have to play with them ourselves to kind of see if it was enough or not enough, or if it was even too far. And then other than that, as far as news goes, what we just talked about, interesting. And then the future of course, competitive Warzone and that scene. Very interesting what remains to be seen on that topic.
Yeah.
So, all right, boys and girls, I love you. I appreciate you. We love you. We appreciate you. TheDropshot.com. You can find links to everything there. We've got our Patreon, and all of our episodes for June are live right now, so you can check those out. We have the link to Patreon there. That is the best way to support the program. That's where we offer all of our bonus content. I dare say we offer a lot of bonus content for not that much money. $5 for bonus EPs per month. You get access to the entire back catalog. We have other tiers as well where we give you even more. It's the best way for us to get your support, and it's the best way for you to support because you get the most out of it as well. So please consider doing that. Patreon.com/thedropshot, or you can find the link on thedropshot.com. We've got the link to the YouTube there as well, where we just posted our best of the month compilation, gameplay compilation for this month. A lot of dope clips, cool editing, funny, great video. Shout out to Hash, Magnolia Road Film Co., friend of the pod, for creating that. We got a link to our TikTok. And again, Hash has been making exceptional TikToks lately. Some of them have literally made me laugh out loud. They're very good. Very good. So follow us on TikTok. And then on Twitter at the Dropshot Pod, all that shit. You know the vibes. Saturday, live at our normal time, 7 p.m. Pacific. Razinon of Team EXE will be joining us for a very fun and exciting episode that we are very much looking forward to. You don't want to miss it. So please be there. That's it. We'll see you guys on Friday for a gameplay stream. Patrons, we'll see you Friday evening for a hangout. Our last Patreon hangout was 14 hours long. This one won't be quite that long, but it's going to be just as fun. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for listening. Have an excellent evening, of course. And as always, remember to understand that COD 2021 will be the worst multiplayer Call of Duty experience of all time. And also, stay humble.
Fuck Warzone. Tarkov is better. Stay humble, bitch.